And next up, we have Vietnam facing off against Indonesia, a game that saw Indonesia win 1-0. What a result. And if you don't mind, brother, I'd like to take a moment here to address the camera and speak to the Indonesian community, because these people are very, very passionate, very, very passionate and proud for their team and for the players that represent their country here at this tournament. And I'd like to say something. I really would. I'd like to say something. And that's the fact that I was wrong. I was wrong about Indonesia. And I want to throw you under the bus, but I'd like to say you were wrong as well.
Oh, no, I definitely was.
Yeah, we were wrong.
That's going to be one of my points when we get to the
game.
Yeah,
perfect. We were wrong. But more specifically, I'll get personal with this one. I was wrong about Indonesia because I was recorded on this camera, on this YouTube channel, saying that Indonesia was the worst team at the AFC Asian Cup going into it. It was my prediction. It was my projection. It was what I was assuming based off the research that I had made. I said Indonesia's going to be the worst team here, and that's it. Indonesia, bro, is ahead of schedule. They are doing incredible. They get this 1-0 victory against Vietnam, proving that they are far and away from being the worst team here at this tournament. Oh, yeah. This team has players, this team has a great coach, and this team is developing at such a young age. The youngest team in this tournament, and I mean that as a compliment. I mean that as something that's a great sign of the development they're trying to do at the foundational level for this program and for this country. Indonesia proved me wrong here with this result over what I thought would be a feisty Vietnam team, basically dominating them and proving to be the better team here. And I want to give them credit because I love how they're utilizing the AFC Asian Cup as a stage to give these young players a chance to develop and to show their talents. Marcelino has been playing incredible football for this team. You got defenders like Walsh, Justin Hubner playing a really great game against this Vietnam side because I criticized their defense. I criticized how they were shaped at the back. But in this game, they finally stepped up and they even went as far as to get a clean sheet, bro. And so I'll give them their credit. And the thing is, man, I could be critical about Vietnam. I could be about how they approached this match, about their mentality, about the performance they gave overall. But when it comes to a take such as this one, when it comes to the Indonesian people, a result is a result. And so I'm here to say I was wrong about Indonesia. They are not the worst team here at this tournament. And they got a huge victory now against Vietnam 1-0 that just puts them so much more ahead of schedule than I thought they were. And I think is a great sign overall for this country and for this team.
Yeah, they showed against Iraq that they have an electric offense, and that same offense started with the same energy against Vietnam in this match. In the first 30 seconds, they attacked the heart of Vietnam's defense and immediately break them. It was ridiculous. Just unfortunately couldn't finish. But the next 15, 20 minutes, it was just all Indonesia just applying pressure to Vietnam. Then the game kind of slowed down a bit. You know, Vietnam settled in and it became kind of like a cage fight, more of a midfield battle, if anything. But I actually credit Indonesia here, and you already kind of mentioned it. They got the clean sheet. And I actually think it was by design because, first off, there's a formation change. And then secondly, they weren't as risky going forward. They were a lot more conservative in their approach, only sending just their forwards when they would go in an attack and making sure they always had coverage at the back. Way more safer way to play because against Iraq, man, like they were just throwing everybody forward. Made for a great spectacle.
Now knowing how good Iraq is, it makes sense to me why they played like that, bro. Yeah. Completely fearless football.
Yeah, and that's the word I was just about to use. No matter how they play, whether it's defensive, conservative, or offensive risky, Indonesia played with zero fear. That's what has impressed me the most over these last two games is they play as if, you know, they're ranked 80. You know, they play as if they're right there with like Bahrain or, you know, Jordan, for example. Maybe they don't have the exact quality, but as you said, they're the youngest team here, and they're showing that within the next 5-6 years, maybe they actually will be a mainstay in the mid-tier of Asian football. And getting a win at the AFC Asian Cup, what a way to do it. What a way to start that journey. A nice win here. You said you weren't going to be critical about Vietnam. I'm going to go ahead and go for it.
Go for it. Go for it.
Fucking Vietnam, man. Good Lord, dude. What a bad game they had. Because what's crazy is they settled the game down, And then they gave Indonesia a goal. They gave it to him. One-on-one defending. The defender has his hands all over him, all over the Indonesian forward. It was stupid, man. What else do you think is going to happen? You think the ref's just not going to see it? You think VAR's not going to look at it? Bro, he fouled him probably like 5 different times in that one play. Of course there's going to be a penalty. It was so stupid, though, because it was right before the halftime, and Vietnam had settled the game. It was 0-0. Like, Indonesia had lost a little bit of that effort going forward. You were actually winning the defensive battles, and then you give them the goal.
Yep.
And what a big goal, by the way. The captain stepping up, and he needed to.
Oh, the cojones on this,
Yeah,
man, bro.
man.
You could feel the stadium get quiet in the build-up to that anticipated penalty because you could tell a big moment was coming for Indonesia in their footballing history, and man, this dude stepped up and finished it perfectly.
Perfectly. When he grabbed the ball, though, I was like, you don't want Strike to take it? You don't want Marcelino to take it? Like, I was like, you sure you want to take this right now, man? No, but he stepped up and he put it away. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
And Indonesia just hold on. And Vietnam, they tried in the second half, but man, like, they could barely build a play. They could, and credit to Indonesia for not risking it, staying very sturdy at the back. They did very well to nullify Vietnam, but man, Vietnam had a really, really bad game. What was a cool feature of this game, though, for Indonesia? Arhan, man, with his long throw-ins. Oh my God.
Goodness.
I've never seen a team utilize it as often as they do.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's like once or twice. Dude, he did it probably like 10 times in this match. Yeah. And it's actually kind of deadly.
It's a dangerous tactic.
It's basically a corner kick once he gets that far up the pitch with the throw-in. So really interesting to see. And honestly, based off of these two performances, Iraq, Vietnam, I'm really glad Indonesia got the win, because if they can get to the knockout stage, a round of 16 match with Indonesia just going, crazy, pure chaos, they could make for a really entertaining match in the knockout stage.
Yeah, and I just want to make this a point. I think people think that I have some sort of agenda against Indonesia, that I have some sort of hate in my heart for Indonesia. And nothing could be farther from the truth, man. Because when I watch these football games, it's so hard to not like this team. It really is, man. With the ferocity, the spirit that they have, it's such a likable team, man. I can't say anything else. Like, it's so likable. It's so fun to watch them play this game. Sure, they may not be able to compete with the elite sides of Asia, but the fact that they're willing to try no matter what and just go for it, I always appreciate that and always love that. So after that first game and after the second game now, I'm fully convinced that Indonesia is a team that has proved me wrong in terms of my analysis going into this tournament. But now I'm looking forward to them, bro, because they have now a crazy matchup set up against Japan in this third game where they could pull off one of the craziest upsets in AFC Asian Cup history against a Japan team that is down on themselves right now. And this Indonesian team that's really feeling themselves after a victory over their rival, Vietnam. We could see a crazy result. And if it doesn't happen then okay, let's wait till the round of 16 and let's see what we can do there. Just prove to be a really feisty and tough team to break down with an exciting offense. And you never know what could happen in a matchup like that, bro. So Indonesia, definitely one of the more fun teams to watch here. And pure credit to them because they have proven me wrong completely. Still, though, as a neutral, I thought this game was a 6.1 rating for me personally.
Yeah, I'm going to join you. I'll join you right there, 6.1.
Yeah, 6.1.
Yeah, not a lot of action in this one.